Okay, welcome back to today's video. And it's pardon me. I welcome you to this auspicious occasion. Yeah. So like I said last time, I'll be talking about beliefs. Yeah, talking about beliefs and not only belief but like the entire thing that comes with belief, like belief, status, ideals, all the likes of those. So the first thing I actually want to state about this is if you were to think about it, right? Look at it like this. Originally, from the moment you're born, a bunch of stuff is slapped onto you, like a bunch of titles you must adhere to, or else hell will break loose, so to speak. I mean, you start from, hey, school's the only way to succeed. There's one of the first ones. Wherever you're from, whatever religion your parents are, is the one you should follow. There we go. Another one, what was that? Like, think of just a bunch of them. Like, you're black. Shit is harder for you, no matter what you do. Yeah, to some extent, yes, but not always. I mean, you're white. You're better than everyone else. No, not everyone gets some of these things, but they're out there. There's just a bunch of things, a bunch of them that just come up the moment you're born. Like all those things, all those entitlements. Your family from middle class, but stay in the middle class. Your family's poor, stay poor. It's just the way these things are set out to be, so to speak. But not really, right? So I just want to talk about the ideas that come through that I've experienced myself at least. So I was born and raised in a completely Christian family, like completely Christian. Like not just my family, but extended family inclusive, all Christian. I don't think I know anyone in my family who isn't Christian or says they're Christian. Christian has a lot of stuff that is going on in the Christian side that I don't feel like going into. That's for another day. But when I was born, so to speak, it wasn't a choice. I didn't get the chance to directly choose on what to believe, and it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. But at the same time, it has its problems, right? I mean, raised Christian and whatnot. And honestly speaking, Christians have it good, like really good, especially in African countries. Like it's extremely good. Because if you're a Christian, if you just go to a place and say you're a Christian, people won't try to bother you, right? People will bother you, obviously, that's the way life is. It's just that it'll be way less people. If you go to a school, say you're a Christian, act like a Christian, you will literally avoid a crap ton of trouble because that's what comes with Christianity, at least in Africa. While if you go to other countries, I really don't know. I'm not from there. Other religions, it might be the same thing, it might not. I don't know. But being raised in a Christian family taught me one thing: your ideals don't slide. Like, completely don't slide. Your ideas, yes, some of them could be passed through like some small ideas, small changes. The Christian religion in its entirety is based off of ideas. Like it's based off of, executing ideas differently because that's the point of the Bible. Yeah, yeah, another day, that is definitely for another day. But your ideals, the stuff that you develop on your own, there's some stuff that you develop in a Christian family. They're just some general things. There are some things that are pretty. In fact, even now, I put them as some of my core beliefs because of what they stand for, because they are really, really important. These things, I can't live without them. If I don't abide by these, all hell will break loose. But then there are the other ones that, as a person, you develop on your own. As a person, you develop as you think about things. As you get older, you see things and you understand things differently, right? Henceforth, your beliefs, your ideals, all of these things. Where do you stand exactly? Because I believe at some point in time your ideals are going to clash with whatever was still in you in your childhood, because that's just what growing up is about. It's about learning, right? Growing up to be better than those who raised you, because that's the general rule of thumb that they use. They're grooming you, letting you grow to be better than they ever were, right? And the biggest thing is the fact of some of these things, some of these religions, some of these stuff that are instilled in our homes, right? They suffocate these things, so to speak. I mean, if you're to become a philosopher, like in my family, like there are people who read books, there are people who do these thinking stuff, but none of them are philosophers, because one of the things that you go against in philosophy is religions, right? And it's not a bad thing. That's one thing I'm stating. Like Christianity or religions aren't a bad thing, not in the slightest. But philosophy is also sometimes necessary. Because without philosophy, you won't have the sense of what? The sense of togetherness we have, the sense of laws we have as an entire world, as in, yeah, I forgot where I was, but it's just one of those things, right? I completely forgot where I was. Blame loud noises from the outside, but also random jump cuts, those are necessary. But yeah, I completely lost my train of thought. Damn. Huh. Give me a moment. Yes, another random jump cut, but I'm back on my train of thought. As in, like, I was talking about how a sense of world, a sense of togetherness, and without these laws, without these generally agreed upon philosophies, there would rarely ever be peace, because everyone will try instilling their ideals and beliefs on other people, right? So it's just more like discovery of oneself, because at some point in time you're gonna have to leave the nest, figuratively speaking, but because of the way you're raised, you don't know how you leave the nest. You don't know what you end up in. So I'd say grow. Like you should learn to grow. We should learn to grow. We should learn to explore everything. Because no matter what religion you become, you will always have a type of competition, so to speak. Like, obviously, the main idea of a religion is to bring more people to it. And where there's people bringing something into it, there'll be people trying to bring people out of it. So you have to learn everyone's ideals so that you act accordingly, so to speak. So it's really interesting how these ideas come together and, you know, form a collective, form uh, a belief, a belief as an entire race, a belief that we are what we could imagine because of our beliefs. If you believe in Christianity, you believe you're one thing, you believe you're this thing, you believe you can attain these things. If you're Muslim, you believe this and this and this. If you're Hindu, if you're whatnot, if you're all of these religions, you believe in those things. The biggest question in this case comes to you directly, you as an individual. Why do you believe in these things? Is it your own choice? Were you raised like that? Were you motivated by something? I mean, it wouldn't be the first time people were motivated by things to join a religion, but what's your reason for following these things? What's your ideal? Does your ideal go hand in hand with these things' beliefs? It's just be be wary where you step, because like where you step will have an effect on who you are and who you will be. And there are some philosophies that I honestly do find a problem with. Some philosophies that become ideals, you know. One of the biggest ones that I have a problem with is the philosophy that the past doesn't define who you are. That philosophy is completely wrong. It's one of the worst philosophies you could have. Why? Simple. You are the product of your past. Ignoring your past would be ignoring yourself. Like, think about it. Without all those things that happened in your past happening, would you be the same person now? No, obviously not. Then why ignore it? You have to face your past to see who you really are. Like I said, like I said before, humanity looks at itself as above what they actually are. They look at themselves on a moral high ground, so to speak. So it's just self-reflecting, self-finding yourself out, discovering what goes for you, what suits who you are. And for you to choose one of those religions, ideals, or belief, you must know who you are. So it's just food for thought in general that did you choose where you are, or did you just fall into the situation and end up where you are? Interesting. Interesting, right? Yeah, it's just sometimes that's the way it is. Well, that's it for this video. Let's wait for the next one because even I don't know what that one's gonna be about. But yeah, put your comments in the comment section. I would actually like to read them to see your ideas, your views, all of these things, just to know what you think. Be interesting. So yeah, it's yours truly. Pardon me. I'll be seeing you next time. I'll be seeing you next time.